All right, everybody. Hey, it's the evening of the 17th of June 2020. I'm Roy Potter, and I have to put this up real quick. I'm getting a lot of questions on Twitter about what's happening. There are a lot of flyovers going on and some other things. So actually been watching this, and I don't want to be jumping the gun here. I don't want to be sending out a false alarm, and maybe the title of this probably shouldn't be prepared, the enemies are moving, but I have to tell you what I'm seeing, and I think this is important. First of all, you all should know that the Russians were intercepted, two bomber uh, sorties were intercepted by American F-15s north of Alaska, just not very far from our territorial area, the border. Now, they do that a lot, so that alone isn't indicative of anything in particular. However, also, the Chinese have been flying over Taiwan. Okay, and Nancy Morgan Hart put that information out this morning, if you saw that on Headlines with a Voice. The third thing, well, out of four, the third thing that's happening right now, of course, is that we're seeing these revolutionaries, these Maoist revolutionaries, starting to get more bold. They've been successful now in forcing many police officers to leave their jobs today. We've seen that in Atlanta. It's already happened to some degree in LA and Seattle and New York. And other places will follow, not too far away, I'm afraid. So you really need to start preparing to protect yourselves because the bands are going to be roving and they're going to be nasty. This is going to be an attack by the DNC's, and that's how I'm going to call it, the DNC's armies, the Antifas, the Black Lives Matter, those things. If you've been following this at all, you should know what I'm talking about. The DNC is the, and I hate to divide America like this, but I didn't do it. I just have to admit that it's happened, right? I've talked about the balkanization. I've talked about this division, that we need to understand it and accept it, that it's necessary. The chaff and the wheat, however you want to look at it. Yeah, Bolton's book. Uh, I'm going to talk about that maybe tomorrow. I don't want to take this up a lot of time tonight because I know my connection isn't that good. Okay, so let me get to the fourth thing. So the first thing was the Russian flyover, the bombers up north of Alaska. Then China doing flyovers and intimidating Taiwan, saying that they're going to keep people from their separatists from China views. Uh, of course, the COVID-19 had a lot to do with that. Of course. The third thing is the revolutionaries are starting to move. You should know that they were arming themselves in Seattle. That's happening elsewhere, I'm sure. And a lot of people are saying, well, what's going on? Why did they attack these? Why are they doing this in the cities that support them? Well, that's the point. uh, the cities, these areas actually support them. So what they're doing is they're consolidating their logistics and command structures, okay, in places that they know they won't be harassed, and that's exactly what they're doing. So this people are wondering why they're doing it, why they're attacking those cities that have been friendly to them or supposedly on their side. They're consolidating their positions. They're consolidating their logistics, their supply lines, their allies, and of course terrain. So that's the reason why. The fourth thing, and this I think is the most telling, the Chinese asked for a meeting with Pompeo today. We didn't ask for it. At least that's what the White House is saying. That the Chinese asked for it. We're not being told what the meeting's for. Nobody is, which is kind of irregular. And Lou Dobbs talked about that tonight too. Let me tell you what happened at World War II, okay? The Japanese came to tell FDR that they were, well, there was a diplomatic group that came to FDR, okay? And they met with FDR at the exact time that Pearl Harbor was being bombed. Do you get my drift? So my guess is, I'm not certain, but the Chinese asking to talk to Pompeo, they're probably giving an ultimatum to the United States. We're weak right now. We're very weak. There's a lot of infighting. It's going to get worse. The Chinese see that. I think they're making their move. Okay. So I don't have all the details. I'm just watching these different things happening. I will do a live stream tomorrow morning, again, probably between 6:30 and 7 Mountain Time, and maybe we'll know a little bit more then. A lot of fighter jets are scrambling here in the United States. They're probably doing reconnaissance. I don't think they're doing interceptions. They're probably doing reconnaissance and some other things. But there are some really bad things on the move right now. Okay, so I thought I'd better come on and just tell you what I'm seeing. There's a lot more I could cover tonight, but I'll try to do it tomorrow. Okay. I'm not saying the police officers were wrong in leaving their jobs. I mean, under the circumstances, I would too. I would have left, however, I would have left when they told me to go arrest a mom at a park who was out with her kids because she wasn't doing, social distancing and masking and also taking the tape down off of the playgrounds. I really don't want to talk more about it tonight. Somebody just asked me to. I really don't want to. What I do want to do is I want to keep watching what's going on and I want to try to give my best analysis in the morning. Okay. There are some other people that are contacting me and giving me some information. Nothing definitive yet, but to everything that I can see, this whole thing's about ready to go kinetic, both with the revolution, with the Civil War, a lot earlier than I thought. I mean, it's going now, and possibly China giving ultimatums to Pompeo and Trump. All right, that's kind of what it's looking like. Uh, Okay, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, I'll talk in the morning. 6:30 to 7 a.m. That's Mountain Time. It'll be either at 6:30 or closer to 7. It'll be sometime around 6:30 to 7 a.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. Okay. All right, and we'll talk about it more then. But I just wanted to come on tonight so that you all could start taking some defensive measures just in case. If you live in an area where these things could possibly get out of control, you need to make sure that you can, yeah, see me with coffee. um, yeah, you need to be ready. Actually, I would be ready no matter where you are because you never know where these people will strike. One, I think it was the Atlanta, no, it was the New York police union president, I think, who had somebody come out in his to his house because all of their information is being doxxed. Come out in front of his house and basically make some threats, not verbally, but just their presence and things like that. Now, we also know that they've doxxed a lot of, um, conservatives, constitutionalists, people that support the Constitution, things like that, so they could show up at your house. Okay, if you're one of those people and you've been outspoken, so you're going to have to be ready. Okay, all right. Yeah, Roy, a large amount of military aircraft flying all over the East Coast. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the Chinese made a threat to Pompeo and Trump today. I think that's what they did. I think they delivered an ultimatum. That's what I think is happening. I think that they've told Trump and Pompeo that they have sleeper cells ready to go on a wild attack to help the revolution, the Civil War, open up here in this. It was today. The Chinese and Pompeo meeting was today. They've already met and they're not talking. They're not telling us what it's about. Okay? So my guess is they've delivered the ultimatum saying they have the sleeper cells ready, they have ISIS cells ready, they have revolutionary Maoist cells ready, and if we don't do what they say, they're going to unleash hell. Okay? That's my guess. All right? Don't know that for sure, but you got to look at it that that's what's happening. Okay? That's all for now. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 6:30 to 7. All right? Arm up. Arm up. All right, out here.